You tune into another episode of Not the Average Local Rapper, hosted by yours truly, Eshaw Ridge. This episode, I'ma kind of pick up and piggyback off the last episode, where it was about releasing music, um, and just the process of that and the importance of that, doing it right and all of that. And on this one, I kind of want to, I guess, take it a step further and kind of talk about, like, is there a point where you can have too much music, where you can be releasing too much music in like a certain span of time? I seen a post on Instagram today, and I answered it, but a guy basically asked a question like, is there a point where artists can be releasing too much music in a short time, based off of attention spans being shorter? And I mean that's always, not always, but in recent times that's been a thing with me. It's like attention spans are shorter, so it's like I think the importance of a catalog, is significant. When you're introducing yourself as an artist and you're trying to get people to listen to your music for the first time, catalog is basically like the resume, like the first impression. It's gonna be based off of what you already have in your catalog. I know if it was me personally, just from like a listener's point of view, like if I was to go check for an artist on a catalog and I see they got like one or two songs, I'm gonna say, oh, all right, they ain't really got too much going on. Like they do music, but they either real calculated and slow moving with the releases. I mean, which like if that's certain artist strategy, they're gonna push and stretch a single for the longest. I mean when you got them type of records that can get pushed for that long, and you can do that without it growing too old too fast, then I guess that's cool. But I think just in general though, like it's in your best interest to have more than one or two songs in your catalog. I mean now an album, like just one album, like that's saying a little more. That's saying, all right, that this person got a body of work. But if it's a good album, it's gonna have you wondering, all right, well, when is the next one coming out? Because I'm ready to hear more. So it's like shit. If you got a couple albums out, a few albums out, even if they don't listen to it all at one time, it's like you kind of don't want them to listen to it all at one time. Like me, I myself personally, I feel like I have a pretty decent sized catalog now. I got I believe it's about to be the sixth EP coming up this week. And quite a few singles. A lot of singles actually. And that's just on the major platforms. Through DistroKid. My YouTube page alone. That got way more songs, because a lot of them shits can't be cleared and shit through the other platforms. But like, I look at it like you just want. There ain't no set amount of songs that you should have, because I think it's all subject to where you at as an artist, what stage you in, and what you got going on with your audience. I feel like it's important to not use up everything, because you want to have things that you can turn to. When it's time to drop new music, whenever you decide that is. But like I'm saying, like you don't really want to fall short either. So I mean, yeah, I don't even know if what I said just made sense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm basically trying to say, like, you don't want to like put out too much in a short span, but at the same time, you don't want to not have nothing to put out when it's time to put something out. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I really just got stuck mid thought, man. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's pros and cons with it all in all. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's all just like I said, it's subject to the artist. Everybody ain't gonna do things the same. Everybody's in different stages. Everybody has different type of fan base and different type of music, and even the different types of music they call for being released. You know what I mean? Like, certain ways, certain times. Shit like that. Like when you got them like them club type records, like I said, or the hit songs, you can stretch them, but like when you somebody who just make a lot of good songs that could be good on like, projects and shit, then it's like, you kinda gotta keep feeding, like because them songs ain't gonna be able to stretch as far as like, them hit songs. I mean, not saying that people won't keep playing them, but it's like, the masses though, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think like all in all, it just um, I would say the pros of having a lot of music like is the fact that like people will take you serious when they go look at your catalog and see what you got going on. They see that you have a lot of music out already. They can kind of know that you've been serious about your craft thus far, and they can, if they're a fan of it, then they can, you know, basically depend on you doing more because they see, you already got a large body of work, so they can, pretty much bank on the fact that you're gonna end up, putting out more and shit, which will keep them around and shit. I mean, I think it greatens your chance of having that one song, because they say it only takes one song, to get you out of there. So I think, the more songs you have, like the better chance you have of getting out of there. I mean, like, every artist feel like they got that one song in that catalog that's that one, whether it be because they feel like that themselves personally or because people have heard it and let them know that they feel like it's the one or made them feel some type of way, let them know that that's the one. I mean, so everybody got that one that they really feel strongly about, but at the same time it's like the more songs you got, the better chance you got of having that one. You might got a couple of them ones, like, so I just look at it like that, man. I mean, I just don't really feel like you can have too much music in your catalog. Now, as far as how often you drop it, I mean, I guess that can be more of an issue, but I feel like it's up to you as an artist to gauge, what you feel is necessary and how often you feel it's necessary. Like me, myself personally, I mean, I do drop music frequently, but it's like, um, it ain't always just me, but it'll be my music. Like for example, like I might drop two singles within 2 months, month and a half, but I might turn around and within that month and a half, 2 months, it might be my two singles, but then it might be another two or three singles that I'm on with other people that they released. Or it might be an EP with somebody else. Or it might be my EP and it might be an EP I did with somebody else following it. So it's like, it ain't always just me releasing the music that I'm on. And I mean, I'm fine with that, because one of the main things I like about collabing is you end up reaching other people's fan base and shit. So, I mean, I don't really have an issue with that. So, I think, as long as you're making good music, like, I don't even think you can really release music too frequently. I mean, I think if there's any reason to not release it frequently is because you don't want to come up short, in the future. You know what I mean? Like if you can only record so often, or you only got so many beats coming in, or whatever the case may be, it's like you might need to make that music stick around and stretch. But just in my case, like that ain't really the issue because like I always got beats and shit. Shout out to all my producers I work with. Like I got a home studio. I'll record myself, so like that's never an issue. Like I can make music as frequently as I want to, and I can release it as frequently as I want to. It's just I try to do it more from a strategic standpoint, more so than just not having enough music because me personally, I'm sitting on about, I'm probably sitting on about 3 or 4 EPs right now. Just if my solo shit that I've worked on, that's not even really including like what I got with other artists and producers and shit. So it's like I don't know. It would be kind of pointless, drop all that shit at one time. Like when I can just because it's all good music. Like to those who listen to my music, it's gonna be good music. Fortunately for me, like I've been able to develop a pretty good fan base and audience, that they check for shit whenever I drop it. It's just, I try to, let shit marinate now. Like last year I did have my run where I dropped 3 EPs in 3 months, first 3 months of the year. I dropped 3 EPs, which ended up being I think a total of I believe 15 songs, maybe more than that. And I know it ended up being like 4 EPs in 6 months. So it was just a lot of music. But when a lot of it be like the type of music you make too. If you're gonna make a bunch of songs that sound the same, then yeah, okay, that could definitely get redundant and repetitive and oversaturated. But I think if you can just make a variety of different types of sounds and concepts and shit like that, then I think that'll definitely help a lot. But I think it's just like I think it's different strategies for different purposes too. So I think like when it comes to like trying to build like your new audience and fan base, I feel like you should target singles. You know what I mean when you dealing with that purpose and that mission. I feel like a lot of times how I gained my new audience was either just posting random shit up on YouTube, maybe random freestyle type joints or old songs or collaborations or whatever. Just posting them up, and sometimes I get organic traffic, off of YouTube. I get some subscribers off of some shit that I posted. Or obviously, with Instagram, take the advertisement route, like a lot of us artists, be doing and shit. I've been, running the ads a lot longer than like they've been popping up on every other post now. I think you could definitely see the difference in that. There was definitely a time where every other post wasn't a sponsored ad. You had to go through a few posts before you ended up reaching like some random rapper that you never heard of. But now it's every other post for real. But I'm cool with that. Like I encourage that, man. I mean, everybody deserves a platform to be able to promote themselves on. Like it's a good setup for both sides. Like it works out for me. I don't really have any complaints. I think I think anybody that does have complaints, they might just need to rearrange their strategy because you you get out of it what you put into it, but you know, it's also one of them things where you know you gotta know that like they don't control whether, when I say they, I mean like Instagram and the system that's responsible for you know running your ads and shit. They don't know, you know what I mean, whether the people they putting your shit in front of is gonna like your music or not. It's up to you to make them like your music. They just gonna put you in front of people that you wouldn't be put in front of, you know, with your normal algorithm and followers and shit. So I mean, it's like you know they give you the platform. It's like renting a barber chair, like in a shop. Like the barber can give you the chair for rent. They might can even you know give you a couple customers, you know, off the muscle. But it's like it's up to you to bring people in there. Like so when you run these ads, it's up to you to have the right content that you're promoting to bring that traffic in. So I think you know yeah, when you trying to you know run the ads, it's just important to have the right songs, you know, and I think promoting whole projects with ads like that, it may work for others. I'm sure it does work for others. It doesn't necessarily work for me. I feel like me pushing my singles works better as far as the advertisements go. I think when you already have an existing fan base, which I do, you know, I don't measure how large mine is because you know it's big to me, and that's all that matters. You know, like, and I don't say off amount. It's big. I mean, more so like the people that listen to me, they're a big deal to me. So whether it's five, whether it's 50, whether it's 500, I'm carrying it the same as far as like the urgency in which I put into making sure I keep giving them new material to listen to because they always tap in with what I listen to. But I do know that you don't want to keep listening to the same shit over and over again. So I make it a point, you know, to get them this shit to listen to on a regular. And I just like it all goes back to the more that you put out there, the better chance you got. You know, like you just keep putting shit out there. Different people gonna like different shit. So it all just comes down to me. I just don't feel like there's. I don't feel like you could put out new music too often. Like there's a lot of artists out here in the industry that put out new singles and EPs, like you know, almost on a monthly basis or every few weeks, or you know, like I mean, I think as long as people gonna listen, like you can't go wrong with that. So I think any ideas that people have that's the wrong route to take, it's either some personal shit they got going on that they just feel like they couldn't um, push that much music in a short amount of time, or I don't know. It's just whatever you know, personal theory they have about it. But me, I just feel like, man, you know, like as long as you know you putting out quality, then you know whatever quantity you come with, that's what you come with. There's no set amount of what anybody should be doing in any amount of time. Like that. That's my you know my personal take on that. But you know, I respect anybody that feels otherwise because, like I said, it all comes down to what works for that particular artist. You know, and then you know, like I think a big part of the catalog is you know whether it's singles and whether it's EPs. Like I think you know having a good variety of both is you know the ultimate goal and the key to you know having a well respected catalog. Like you know, I like I said, in certain cases, I think you know one thing might be more necessary than the other. Like when you're trying to really gain some traction, you know, whether it be you already had like a a good run, but you know you trying to get back, or you know you trying to keep it moving or whatever. Like these singles become important, you know. But you know the EPs they become important, you know, when you kind of like reverse, you know, when you've built that traction and people you know are looking forward to hearing more from you. That's you know when you know you want to come with the EPs, the longer projects, you know, some shit that they can say, oh, I like this artist. I could listen to them for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. You know what I mean? You know, people be looking for shit to listen to. You know, when they on longer car rides, when they cleaning the house, when they in the gym, shit like that. So you know that's where them EPs come into handy, and just having a catalog in general. Like, I mean, I just think you know a catalog is very important, man, and the more that you can put on it of quality, I mean, but you know I can respect you know people feeling like you know you should do things more strategically and you know take your time and you know shit like that. I mean I respect it. So I don't like I said when it all comes down to it, I don't think it's really a right or wrong way to do it. I think it's all subjective to the individual and what works best for them. But I myself personally would encourage every artist to build up your catalog as much as you can to a point where you feel comfortable, but I just don't think no one or two songs is gonna cut it. I think you know, you want to have people. You know, it's like you want to gain that momentum. Like, all right, I heard one song I like. I heard another song I like. I'm not really fond about this third song, but I'm sure they got some other shit I like. So let me keep looking. And the more you know you got, then the better off you're gonna be. And like I said, they not gonna motherfucker might not listen to everything at one time, but they might listen to you one day, and then you know, 8 9 days later, 2 months later, 6 months later, they might say, "Shit, man, I ain't listening to no Ridge, man. Let me see what he got that I ain't listened to yet." I'm just using myself as an example, but you know, insert artist name. You know what I mean? But shit, that's pretty much you know where I wanted to go with that, man. You know, I'm gonna pretty much you know end it on that, man. Just you know, I feel personally, you know, build your catalog up as much as you can because it's only gonna help. It's not really gonna hurt unless you're putting trash out there. And if you're putting trash out there, then you not only need to reevaluate your catalog, you need to reevaluate. Can't even get that shit out. That's what I get for talking shit. You need to reevaluate. Damn, bro. You need to reevaluate your whole career if you putting trash out. There it is. And that's how I'm going to end it because I'm geeking in this motherfucker, man. It's Red. You tuned into another episode of Not the Average Local Rapper. If you made this far, I appreciate you. Catch you on the next one, man.